So it's just about vacation time for me, and then it will be 2 weeks without any work on the excavators. And before I start my vacation, I would like to clean them really good. And you're probably wondering if it's a crime scene now, but no, I'm just getting prepared to clean all the grease away from the excavators. When you are maintaining the excavators and greasing them, not daily but almost daily, there gets a little bit excess grease, and it's nice to get it away. And I tried many ways to get it off, but I found out the easiest way is to just use a rag and some diesel. And with the diesel, it dissolves the grease and everything, and you can use the same rag for a really long time instead of changing between many of them and just going nuts trying to clean everything off with not anything. So yeah, so then I have one rag and can with some diesel in. Yep. And then it's just actually start cleaning everything. And with the diesel and everything, you can see it's going away really easy. Of course, you still need to change out the rag sometimes, but now everything is being dissolved, and you can just go around with the rag. You will leave a little bit of residue from the grease, and afterwards you can just go with the power washer and some normal degreaser, and everything goes away. So nice and easy. The worst part, I just normally go with a rag and take everything with a screwdriver or something like that. So it's a bit tedious work, but the result is pretty great when you get a clean excavator and everything. So I will just continue doing this, and afterwards we'll get a pressure washer out and pressure wash both excavators. And then I use the rag and with diesel and screwdriver and my finger and yeah, everything to get to any place and try to get all the grease disintegrated with diesel fuel. And you can see it's right here. It's everything is wet and should come off really easy. And yeah, could have been a little bit thorough there, but yeah, I don't want to spend all day doing this. Okay, now I have the degreaser, so I will spray the machine with that, and then I will find the power washer and start washing it. soaking in the degreaser. And the reason for I'm not using it just degreasing and the power washer at once is because with the power washer and all the big chunks of grease everywhere, you're just slinging them around on your property, and when you have a dog, that's not a good thing, because then he gets full of grease and then he comes in, and then yeah, all your furniture is full of grease, so not so great. Belko is cleaned, and now it's ready for vacation time. So it's about 2 weeks of vacation for this one and the other one also. So nice and clean, still a little bit inside, but that I can do later. So now I'm just using my finger and trying to remove the most of the grease that is from a year of use. I think it's around 1 year since I did it last time, so it's okay to get once in a time or once a year, something like that, get your hands dirty and remove the most of excess grease on the machine. Keep it clean. And one thing also to notice is if you find a place that has a lot of grease, more than the other places, it's probably not like this machine I'm only using myself. So I know if I have one place that I have more grease than others, I know that this place probably need a shims or something that the piston can move. You can see this one, there's a little bit of movement on it. So probably if I had one more shims in here, then I probably would have less grease coming out and the grease staying longer in with the bolt and the bushing. So that's something to keep in mind. You can see in here is a lot of grease and stuff, and this one also have a lot. Okay, I think this one has some tension now and that's why it won't move, but yeah, look at that. So if the grease is hard and full of dirt and stuff like that, then I will use a screwdriver, but like now when it's hot outside, the grease is pretty soft, it's easier to just use gloves and your fingers to remove the most of it. And one nice thing with cleaning everything is if I now have a hydraulic leak or a hose breaking, I know that I won't be full of grease like this probably when I'm changing the hose out. But I'm not planning on getting everything. That's going to be a tedious job, but the most of it. So right now I'm just using normal degreaser, the same as I used on the Kobelco before I power washed it. It's a little bit better for the environment than diesel when I'm using this sprayer. If I still was just filling it on the cloth, like from the can, it wouldn't be any problem, but this was a lot easier, so then I try that. You can see everything is coming pretty easy loose, so I have now sprayed everything in with degreaser and is ready for power washing with the power washer. So then we can get rid of the rest of the grease. It's not much now, since we have taken the most of it away with the cloth and the degreaser. Okay, then we have used a cloth and degreaser, just the normal kind that you use on your car for removing asphalt and stuff like that. So this you can buy in every shop almost, and with the cloth you could see it was really easy removing all the grease. Now I will just go one more round with the degreaser and the cloth and just take whatever is sprayed around from power washing with the power washer. And before I power washed, I just also soaked everything in degreaser, so everything would come loose easy. And as we can see, some of it sprayed around, so and it's just the last finish with this, and then we will just pull some soap on it and wash it with a sponge. Now this works really easy with the degreaser, it's coming off at once. So I buy the degreaser in 5-liter cans and then just put it on this for the ease. It's a lot easier using this. The excavator is clean and ready for putting some new grease on it. I'm just waiting for the saw to soak a little bit in the degreaser, and I will wash it while I have the power washer out. And funny thing, my girlfriend was just out. She heard the power washer and she thought that I was washing the car as planned, but this was more fun. And it's around 14 hours until we go on vacation with the car, so yeah, a lot of time. Then we are getting ready for greasing the Terex after we have removed all grease from it. Yeah. And this is my two kind of grease guns. I have this electrical one, not really expensive, and this manual one, but one-handed. I think I do actually have one more. Let's see. Yeah. And I have this one. This was something that came with the Kobelco excavator, so it's fixed and it's two-hand operation for using it. You can see there we got something out, so I do not use this one much. And you can see also it has another, it's a chain, not a rod like on this ones. So this one I actually put new grease in, but if you see, it doesn't work because we have an airlock in it. So normally this one should release. See, this should release the airlock because this is the highest point, and if you have this in and pumping, it should start getting grease. But nothing is happening. Okay, let's open it up and see if we can find something wrong. And always, before you open a grease gun, pull this rod as far out as you can. If not, it's going to be a mess. Okay. You can hear there are a lot of air in there from pumping. So let's just feed that pump. And then you just release it on this and push it down. Okay, let's see if that helped. Yeah. There it is. We fixed it. So this is a grease gun. I have a few of these ones, so I normally have one hanging on the excavator for when I'm renting it out, and yeah, it's a nice gun, easy to use, works pretty nice, and I do like them with the hose because then you can get to tight spaces. So then it's this one, the electrical one. So one downside I see with these electrical ones is you use a lot more grease because it's easy. You just push the button and the grease comes out. So, but I think this one is getting empty. Yeah, you can see we get nothing more out. It's empty. So then we need to change the grease gun in this one. So except this one having an electric engine and just a button to switch, it's the same cylinder and everything. So you take this one and you pull it back, and you put it in this locked position. You see, this one has the handle you push is self-locking, and push this for releasing it. Here you just put it in another notch and then it's locked. And we can see it's empty. So these ones are actually pretty nice. It's from a Danish company, Scanbolt. They have this lid here, you can see. It's not opening completely, it's just, and you have this ring, and then you can easily take your finger in and pull it out. Other ones doesn't have this, and then you have to use a tang or something to pull it out. A lot easier. Okay, and here's the new one. So the one with this kind of lid is always the end that is going in. Okay, you can see there is no lip here for putting it on the edge here, but this edge has some lips that will hold it. So it's always the one with the lid that goes in. Let's see, hopefully it fits. It should. One size fits all, I think. Except this one. As easy as that. Just push it in. And then you have this end. And this you just pull. And it's out. And you can see here, this is what I was talking about. Now it's full of grease. So then it's just screw it back in. There, we release this one. And it's spring, and this one will go as far as it can. So you can push this one all the way in. And the seal in here that is pushing the grease up will glide up because of the spring in the back part. Like that. And now this one should be ready for putting out grease again. Yeah, you see, at once. No air, no problems. Okay, so for greasing the Terex this time we will use this one. So with this electrical grease gun, I just carry it on my shoulder like this, one hand with a finger on the trigger and the other one in my hand. And people often asking how much should I lubricate or grease up the excavator, and I say around 2 pumps every 10-hour running time. Not every 10 hours you have the excavator, but every 10th hour you have used the excavator for excavating or whatever. Then you can just go 2 pumps in every grease circ all the way here, nothing further, because the swing gear and the swing disc, they have their own. It's around, I think the swing drive have every 50 hours and the swing motor have every 200 hours or something like that. So just look in your manual, it will say something there. And I watched the manual for the Kobelco. This one says that everything in front here, from here and down, should be lubricated daily, and everything from here and backwards should be lubricated every 45 hours running time. So I guess you can go with that also, but when I rent out my excavators I go with every 10 hour 2 pumps. Nothing more than 2 pumps. It's enough, because you don't need to see the grease moving, because if you have 2 pumps and everything is working, then you should have enough grease on the bolt and the bushings for running for the next 10 hours without any problems. So then we will just start greasing this excavator so it's ready for work when I get back from vacation. So you can see this one here, it's for the drive sprocket for the swing motor. So that one is every 50 hour. But let's see, on this Terex we have actually one more. It's not daily, but I think we do it today, since it's some time since I done it last time. And there you can see we have the back end of the piston that is for the boom swing. It's underneath here, so it's a little bit tricky to get to, but it's the same. 2 to 3 pumps. Okay, I could see that the grease zerk wasn't... got some spill. So let's give it one more. That should be enough. I think I checked the manual one time and this one was every week. I think this one should be done. So that was it. Then we have greased everything on this Terex and it's ready for work when I get back from vacation. Okay, then the Terex have been degreased, washed and greased up again. So that was it. We have had a look at the grease guns, and yeah, I should repeat everything you just have seen. I don't know. I'm going for a vacation, so thank you for watching.